Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Dynasty's Racing League's DRL TV. Tonight we are at DRL International Series. We are here at Daytona International Speedway. We're going to be here for 90 laps. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. First off, I'm going to introduce my co-host tonight, Rod Fossenall. How you doing tonight, Rod?
I'm doing just fine.
Well, I don't know how many people watched the Daytona 500, but want to quickly give a quick prayer for Ryan Newman. Hope he's all right. Haven't got any updates yet, but we're all praying for him here.
Yeah, that was a nasty hit, Dave. I really hope he's fine. I hope this all comes out well, and I hope everybody out there's praying really hard for Mr. Newman. That was one of the scariest things I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, he got hit right there in the driver's window as he was coming down in the air. It kind of looked like a iRacing moment there, but, you know, that's not iRacing. You can't hit reset. You can't get up out of your chair and brush it off. So we're going to be praying for him here in the booth. Anyway, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, we are set to go green flag racing. The field has been set due to our duels. So let me get rid of this right here and let's reset a couple times to see if we can't get through this grid.
Pace cars off.
Taylor Butcher Benjamin looks like he's on the pole. Seth Noel is second. Casey Drake, J.W. Miller. I know this can't be right. Joshua Durham, Dustin Musial. This ain't right. Hold on, let me reset that. Taylor Butcher Benjamin is on the pole, is he not?
That's who I'm showing on the pole.
Okay, well let me go back through it again. Grid on. Next road. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Seth Noel, Casey Drake, J.W. Miller, Joshua Durham, Dustin Musial, Jordan Berry, Chris Lucky, top 10. Gary Cronowit, James Larillo, James Pandal, Mike Springer, and I don't know what happened. Previous Mike Springer, and then we got a Evan. It doesn't say James Lindahl, Matt Burgess, Thomas Harmon, Jeffrey Meyer, Ryan Hesgard, Ben Izinga, Connor Lane, starting 22nd. Green flag is out. Austin Derbyshire, Bill Edwards, Nathan Jurgensen, Mike Lemon. Have no idea how to pronounce his name, and Matt Coy, Kevin, whatever. Tried to find him earlier in the race and was not able to get a confirmation on how to pronounce Kevin's last name. So,
Yeah, coming down the backstretch on lap one, Butcher Benjamin on the inside looks like he's gonna get a little bit of a challenge from Seth Noel, maybe. No, Seth's dropping back a bit.
we got to 87 and Casey Drake beating the bumper off of him. So, pretty good fun. He moves to the outside. I hope we don't see a lot of blocking going on in these early laps. I mean, we got 90 laps to go here tonight.
Yeah,
They're already three wide up front.
Taylor leads the first lap.
7 of Seth Noel shoots the gap, puts the 87 up towards the wall. 72 of Joshua Durham looks like he's trying to fall back and get out of that mess.
He's falling way back.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I don't like what I see up front. And it looks like somebody in a white car there. Who is that?
That looks to
The
be the
77.
77 of Chris Lucky.
Yeah, he's making him a hole where there wasn't one. Yeah, it looks like there's a second pack forming back there, and they're trying to stay out of the way of the mess. It looks like it's already unavoidable. It's probably going to come really soon if they keep this up. JP up here in this top group. Way to go, JP. Taylor Butcher Benjamin doing a nice job so far. Love some of these new paint jobs we got going on, especially S2R. Bill Edwards has done a fine job with his team getting some paints going for S2R. And then you got some new paints out for SGK. I don't see my man in the 33.
Who are you looking for, Dave? 33? I do not see a 33 in the field.
Man, I can't believe his name is. I've lost his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. It's his team, too.
And we still got Sasquatch leading the field. Taylor Butcher Benjamin in the Quatchy car.
Why can I not think of that man's name? He was a broadcaster.
Sorry, Dave, I've got no help.
My mind, I'm still thinking on Ryan Newman. And that's all the thing that's coming to my head is Brian Newman. Butner. Why couldn't I think of Butner?
Getty?
Yeah, that's who I'm looking for, is Getty Butner. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a long day. But anyway, not too bad. Everything looks smooth, clean and green so far. 77 of, well, Joshua Durham has made himself right back up into the top lane. He's right in behind Thomas Harmon, and he is being challenged right now. Lost. Well.
Oh, we might have us a new leader in Seth Noel here on the outside.
Yeah, he's looking like he's trying to make a move.
It's like that outside line just doesn't have enough momentum to get up there right now.
Oh, wow. Durham made him a hole right in front of Lucky. And now he's going to look like he's trying to push back up to the top.
Yeah, I think this early in the race, the inside line is the place to be. I don't see the outside line working much. They all need to get single file, get down the lower line, and just ride this out for a few laps.
Yeah, but you got drivers that's bouncing from top to bottom. Whoa, 31 got really loose right there. Harmon backs out, lets him gather it up, but he really, really got loose. That was Jordan Berry in the 31. Pushed up really hard. I thought maybe you might see a second pack, but everybody seems to be still in this one pack.
Seth Noel still trying to take that lead away.
He's going to need the 31 to stay a little bit closer if he's going to do that. Oh, real hard contact by the 36 and the back end of Taylor Butcher Benjamin. That's J.W. Miller beating the back end off of Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Seth Noel does have it. He's clear. He drops down. And little connection issue there for somebody. Stay out off that line down there, gentlemen. We will black flag you if you gain a position.
We got a new leader at the front. Seth Noel's taking the lead, but it looks like Jordan Berry's going to try and catch him on the outside.
He's got Thomas Harmon beating the back end of him, so a very good chance that takes over. He's clear. He can drop down if he wants to. He ain't clear now. Now he's got both cars clear. Harmon just about cleared. Nope. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, wow. Oh, right in front of the leaders.
Hang on to it. Hang on to it.
How did they say that? Oh, man, that cost Taylor Butcher Benjamin a lot of spots. Let's rewind that and see if we can't take another look at that. That's just crazy. I think he's going to get hit by Thomas Harmon right here, and it's going to shove him to the bottom. Right there seems to be... No, he just loses it. The 7 gets him into the back end. Taylor Butcher Benjamin does a really good job at not hitting anybody or anything, but he lost a lot of positions over that. That was crazy.
And Taylor never hit anything. He was just on the binders trying to avoid piling into him and did a great job just driving up and through that.
Yeah, he did a really good job at getting on the binders there and staying out of that. But I tell you right now, that could have been a really big mess. Seth Noel got a little bit of damage out of that. His whole front end, I think, is pretty much smashed in. Let's take a quick look and see if we can. Yeah, he's got some major front end damage.
Oh, yeah.
So that he's going to need, definitely need to get into pit road and get that fixed. Of course, now, you know.
It's going to cost him a couple mile per hour top end speed.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we've seen James Larillo get out there with no front end and hang with him in the duels and into the clash.
Yeah,
or I should say a shootout.
Okay if he's behind somebody, but if he gets out front, that's going to cost him.
Yeah, he's not going to do too much out there with the front end like that. Well, how about old JP sitting up there in the 4th position? Currently being shown on the ticker in 3rd, but there he goes. Finally, I got ATVO to update. JP making a move to the outside. Dustin Musial looked like he was going to try to block it. Unable to do so. Harmon needs to gap to the back end of JP if he want to go forward. Oh, wow. Who was that? Musial shot right in front of JP. 3 wide. Nathan Jurgensen stuck in the middle.
Whoa.
JP said, I've had enough of this. He backs out of it. Smart move there, JP. For a car that's tore up in the front end, he sure is trying to get back to the front. He's beating all over the back end of Evan Rice. Seth Noel is. He's got a connection issue as well. He seems to be blinking in and out. I wonder if that may have contributed to the wreck back then.
Could have. I just saw Harmon make a really aggressive move coming down the backstretch last time.
Well, this race is far from being over, and these gentlemen are getting really aggressive. Let's switch to this camera view here, and then see if we can't get a little bit more action being seen. I finally see a second group forming in the back. I'm going to jump back here real quick. I'm going to bet you $10 that S2R is in that group. That is S2R all the way. Look at that. And SGK. Both those teams are dropped completely out of the grid back here. What they really need to do is get lined up if they're going to make this work for them. They need to get lined up nose to tail. And it sounds like they can hear me because it looks like exactly what they're getting ready to do. Get lined up and then just sit back there and ride.
I tell you what, you get last year's Grand National champion Hesgard at the front of that group, and they'll be able to go places when they want to.
Well, you won't be seeing Hesgard up in the front until about 15 or 20 laps to go, my man. I promise you that.
Oh, that's for sure. But they'll be able to get there with him at the front of that pack if they want to.
Oh, yeah. Now, there's a couple people like Hesgard and Bill Edwards that I would trust to beat the back end off of me any day. I can't say that much about my teammate if he's listening. And he better not wreck me tomorrow night, or he's fired. Of course, I'm talking about Marvin Wingfield, ladies and gentlemen. Plan on working with him again tomorrow night, as I will be taking the Daytona race. As a matter of fact, our next broadcast in this series is going to be at Las Vegas, and we will be back here next Monday at 9 p.m. for 117 laps at Las Vegas. So get your poker chips and your money ready, because we're going gambling at Vegas. And then our next broadcast is going to be tomorrow night at Daytona, again for our truck series, 80 laps.
And I'm going to stay away from you tomorrow night because I'd like to be here next week for the Vegas race.
Well, Nathan Jerkin is taking over the lead, and you can stay right there with me if you want. You can stay right on my back end and push me if you need to. But I do not suggest you being on the inside of me. If I'm on the outside, if my buddy's beating on my back end, seems like he can always turn me to the inside fence. I hope he's listening to me. But now
there we go. Seth Noel in that beat up 7 is on the outside, and he's
being pushed by the 82 of KC. Who is that? I see 82 on the car.
I have an 82. I've got an 87, but not an 82.
I'm going to bet it's an 8. It's supposed to be an 8 with Evan Rice.
No, you got an 8 on the inside.
Don't know there.
Maybe 22? No, 22
no.
is the Bud Light car.
That's Dustin Musial. 88 is Taylor Butcher Benjamin in 5th. I have no idea who it is. Here we go again with these custom numbers.
Oh.
Is he a lap down?
Oh, I hope not.
82, yeah, lap down.
82, Chris James, 1 lap down.
Yep. All right, that'll do it. ATVO did not give us an update and let him know that he was a lap down. So had no idea who it was there, ladies and gentlemen. My bad. But it is Evan Rice in the 8 car who does not have a name in our ticker. It looks like everybody got single file. I guess they didn't like what was happening up front. Dustin Musial being shifted to the outside.
Dustin Musial. Dustin might get shuffled back.
He might jump in behind Taylor Butcher Benjamin right here.
No, he's still got the parachute out. Maybe he's content to
he may be running hot. You know, these cars are going to be a little bit hot running in this weather here, as we got track temperature of 133 degrees. That's pretty slick out there, and air temperatures is almost 80 degrees. It's 79 degrees, the 2 mile an hour out of the north. So, yeah, he might have been running hot. You can't stay tucked up behind these cars like that without running hot. And I'm surprised that the 7's being able to stay like he is without ducking out every once in a while and getting some air, considering he's already beat the front end off of it. 20 laps into this run. Another 20 laps, we'll be looking for green flag pit stops. Chris James must have started the race from pits. Mike Springer didn't even take the field.
Yeah, I think I saw where Springer might have got disconnected at the beginning of the race.
And he probably has not been able to get back in. And 20 laps into this run, probably not even worth trying to get back in. Or, you know, he may have had to work. You never know. You know, real life comes first. Vanderkoy down pit road. I wonder if this is a scheduled pit stop.
He might be trying to break this into a 2-stop race.
He's got damage.
Taking his short stop early.
He's got a lot of damage. Where did he get that from? Front end's beat up. So, yeah, Vanderkoy's got some damage.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not exactly sure where he got that from. We're back up front anyway. Nathan Jurgensen is leading your race. Evan Rice is second. Seth Noel third. Taylor Butcher Benjamin was leading the race. Got almost caught up in a big mess. Dropped all the way back to as far as 12th. Maybe even a little bit further back than that. And he's now worked his way back up into the 4th spot. Chris Lucky 5th. Thomas Harmon 6th. Matt Burgess 7th. J.W. Miller 8th. Dustin Musial 9th. And James Lindahl is running down our top 10.
And the real impressive thing about that, Dave, is that this is a fixed setup race. I mean, that's all on him as the driver to put that car back up there.
Yeah, everybody's driving the exact same setup. You got what you got. Nobody's got anything different. It's all on how you handle the cars. Keeping them out of trouble is one thing. And, I'm really surprised that we're not seeing a little bit more two-wide racing here, But then again, you got to have patience when it comes to this race. It looks like that outside's working.
We aren't even a third of the way yet.
I don't think we're even a fifth of the way yet. Musial trying to work with Chris James. Chris James trying to get his lap back the hard way. He's not doing anything wrong. His car is clean, so all he has to do is get in front of that 3 car and hope for a yellow, and he gets it back the hard way. But don't want to be the yellow. Need a yellow, don't want to be the yellow.
And right now he's in the lucky dog spot, so even if he, is just not involved in it, he's in a good position.
Matt Vanderkoy back down pit road. He must be having trouble maintaining speed. Not sure. The 91 is worked his way up pretty well. That's James Lindahl, currently running in our 7th position.
Oh, trouble.
There it is. Told you, didn't want to be the yellow. Gonna get one. The yellow flag is not even came out yet. Oh no, Taylor Butcher Benjamin involved in that. No yellow. Why is race control not throw the yellow?
We got cars all over the place in the infield.
Yeah, and they're all over the track. Finally, we get a yellow. We're gonna come back and we're gonna rewind this, and we're gonna go to the far chase here. Dustin Musial turns the 7 into the Chris James. So, Butcher Benjamin got door handled by the 82 of Chris James. See if we can't get a better view at this. Go back a little ways.
Yeah, what I'm seeing is Musial, the 22, just swings way too far left and right into the 7.
Yeah, he just turns right down. Taylor Butcher Benjamin tried to avoid that. He saw it coming, believe it or not, and was still. Oh wow! More cars are involved back here. Take a look with the 38. He's backing it down, and he almost got through that. See if we can't ride along with the 72.
Wow, poor Mike. Yeah, Lemon almost had it cleared.
We're riding along now. I don't even know who I clicked on.
Yeah, Lemon almost had it
72.
cleared. And J.W. Miller just about got him, and then Lorello got a really good piece of him.
We're riding along in the 72 car, Joshua Durham. He's backing it down. He sees it. He does a really good job, and he makes it through. Way to go, Josh.
Oh, on the binders?
Yeah, he made it through clean.
Yep.
All righty. Everybody's coming down pit road, it looks like. Nathan Jurgensen, Ryan Hesgard. Hesgard stayed out. Did Hesgard stay out? Hesgard did stay out. Oh, wow. I don't know if I'd have done that. I know why he's doing that. He's pulling a Welburn. He is
He wants
staying
a
out for
point.
bonus points. That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't want to hear a word when I do it this year again.
You're in the same league as me now.
I don't think I'm going to be running a full season this year, but Hesgard is staying out for the most valuable points right there, the bonus point for leading this race. I am pretty sure that when he comes around next time, he will be coming down pit road. Speaking of pit road, let's see if who's coming off of pit road. A lot of cars still on pit road trying to get a lot of damage fixed. That is just unbelievable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looks like 10 cars might have been
10
involved.
cars.
Involved in that. Unbelievable.
Now, was Seth Noel in that, or is he trying to get his previous damage fixed?
I have no idea. I don't believe Seth Noel was involved in that.
Yeah,
I
I don't
don't
think he
know.
was involved. I think he's on pit road getting previous damage fixed.
But in any case, it's quite unfortunate to have 10 cars took out on lap 27 of this race. And here comes Hesgard, as predicted. He's going to have a fuel advantage when it comes to the restart as he's coming down pit road and topping off, and he'll have 1 lap gain. This could turn into be a fuel mileage race. And that's going to give the lead back over to Evan Rice, who is currently leading this race. Nathan Jurgensen is second. Connor Lanes moved his way up into third. Bill Edwards is fourth. Thomas Harmon, fifth. And Taylor Butcher Benjamin is sixth, believe it or not. Let's see if we can't take a look at TBB's car and see how much damage he's actually got. Don't look like there's much damage on the right front fender there. And the back end looks pretty good as well. So
It actually, yeah, it doesn't look too bad.
So he may be good.
Considering how Seth Noel's car looked and the fact that he was on the outside, in the front of the outside row, I think Taylor's going to be okay.
Yeah, just from what I can see about Taylor Butcher Benjamin's car, I don't think he has anything to worry about. But it's still a long way to go. We're just barely 28 laps into this 90-lap race here. These gentlemen have got to use a little bit more patience. And I'm really not sure what happened with Musel there. It just looked like the car just broke loose and turned right down into the other car. My mind is still with Ryan Newman, ladies and gentlemen. I just can't get over that wreck. That was an awful wreck. Kind of reminds me of the Earnhardt wreck.
And I'm just now looking, Dave, and I'm still not seeing any definitive information off of the NASCAR site, which is the place I'm going. I would figure they'd have information first.
Yep. Well, if anything bad is going to be there, Mike Hilton will make an announcement. The lights are out on the pace car, and we are set to go back green flag racing, ladies and gentlemen.
Top 5 of Evan Rice, Nathan Jurgensen, Connor Lane, Bill Edwards, and Thomas Harmon.
Somebody's driving my car out there in the 67 machine. That must be Matt Burgess. Come on, come on, come on. Let's go some green flag racing here at Daytona International Speedway for DRL's 225 Daytona. You know, I'm still gonna have to. You know, I haven't asked you this yet. Who do you pick to win the race? 29 laps in the race,
I don't
10
know.
cars
I
already
really
out.
like the job Taylor's been doing so far.
Yep.
You know, I like Taylor Butcher Benjamin. I think to win this.
He really surprised us with the duels there, so
Pace car pulls off.
I'm still gonna have to go with Hesgard, even though Hesgard's not up front. I think he's gonna snooker everybody.
Evan Rice got a good jump.
Yes, he did. He's got a nice pusher there with the 81 of Connor Lane, and he's got Thomas Harmon getting ready to suck up to his back end as the 81 of Connor Lane jumps to the outside. Taylor Butcher Benjamin drops down in behind Thomas Harmon there. Don't come back down. Oh, wow. That's not what you want to do up front. Somehow it worked, but that could have been horrendous. There's no way in the world that his spotter told him he was clear.
We got Bill Edwards in the top 10 first time today.
Yes, we do. Running currently in the 6th position in that nice, beautiful silver and black car, 75. Riding on the outside there.
Yeah, that chrome looks awfully nice in the Daytona sunlight, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Can't wait to see some of these chrome painted cars. Oh, look at that. Right down the middle. Nathan Jurgensen really didn't need much help there. He shot the gap and took over the lead. Nathan Jurgensen must have watched the Daytona 500 earlier this afternoon because that looked like a move that they were pulling there at the end.
No, we've had the 3 at the front already today, so.
Harmon all over the back end of Bill Edwards. Trying to get the S2R up front to got to get them a couple laps led here this evening. The 8 of Evan Rice all over the back end of Nathan Jurgensen. Awesome run here. Taylor Butcher Benjamin looking to try to take over the spot again to try to lead this race. I believe if he can get right here in front of Bill Edwards, he might stand a chance to do so.
He might just hang out on the lower line, though.
And I'm assuming since we're 32 laps in this race, you haven't told me that you can't hear yourself over the broadcast?
No, I'm hearing myself okay.
Okay. I just want to make sure that we got sound. I hope somebody can let us know if they can hear everybody just well. You can read the broadcast as well, correct?
I cannot read it, no.
Oh, okay. So you can't see what somebody's typing? Okay.
I mean, I could. I just didn't have it up. Sorry.
Oh. I just need to make sure that we got sound on both commentators. Hello, Deborah. How you doing? Well, they are not giving up. The S2R team is still beating in and banging on the outside. Oh, wow. Looked like 3 wide. Harmon got shuffled to the outside there as the 81 of Connor Lane pushes Harmon back. Separates his teammate. Hole being found by the 8 of Evan Rice. Trying to do the same thing that Nathan Jurgensen just did. Being beat really hard in the back end by Bill Edwards. This looked like it's a lot of fun out there for these gentlemen. But I did notice one thing. We still have 2 packs. Look at the gap between the packs back there. That's a pretty big gap. Who is leading that second pack? Can you tell?
I cannot tell, but they are a full 1.5 back of the lead pack.
Let's start with the 91 car and see if that works. 77 is leading that pack, so that would be Chris Lucky. And did Chris James make it back on the lead lap? He did.
Yeah, I don't think he was involved in that last incident.
Yeah, he was involved. He just didn't get much damage. He was definitely involved in it. So let's see. Chris James is 82. A little bit of front end damage or right fender damage. And back end kind of burgered up a little bit too. Nathan Jurgensen is still your leader. Looks like Taylor Butcher Benjamin may be looking to make a move here soon. Seth Noel and Evan Rice. Still, Noel is doing a really fine job. He's currently running in 8th place, even with a little bit of damage on the front end. Here comes Evan Rice to the outside once again, trying to make that move work with Bill Edwards beating on the back end of him. Somebody just blinked out. That's the 67 of Matt Burgess with a connection issue. How about old JP, who made his way up into the top 7? Just currently sitting there riding around. Just currently sitting there riding around. I'm echoing through you now. You hear me, Rod?
Yeah, I'm just checking the sound.
Okay. Coming up on lap cars, ladies and gentlemen. They are staying high against the wall as these leaders are getting ready to pass by. Looks like everybody's going to make it through clean. That second pack has caught the front pack, though. But they don't look to be in too big of a hurry. Hesgard and his teammates hanging back in the back here. Riding the outside.
Sorry about that, folks. I was just checking our sound, a little bit of technical difficulties. We're back and we're good.
Cool. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, while I was back there messing around, has taken over the lead. So let's see how this happens.
I told you, watch out for that Sasquatch car. I see Mr. Hesgard back there lurking as well.
That's what I was just looking at. Taylor Butcher Benjamin made a move somehow to get in front of the 3. So I'm going to rewind it to see how he makes it. Wow, he just shoots up in front of the 8 right here and clears him. I guess it's due to that internet connection for the 67, as there's a big gap between them as they do that.
Yeah, and it looks like Jorgensen just didn't have the momentum to keep up ahead of steam.
Well, the 67 of Matt Burgess is not able to stay on the back end, and with his connection issue he has every once in a while, that opens up the hole. So it causes everything to lose momentum down there on the bottom lane. As the top lane seems to be working really well now. Still, Evan Rice is still trying to make it work on the outside. He's got Bill Edwards working there. You got Seth Noel again on the outside working with them as well. And then guess who's moved right up there in that 2 car? I don't know who drives that 2 car. But it looks like he's decided he wanted to get into the race.
Welcome to the top 10, Mr. Hesgard.
Yeah, he was what? Back all the way in the 20th? Wow, that
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
slick move. Evan Rice pulls it down in front of Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Benjamin goes to the
Here comes
outside.
Benjamin again.
He is not content with being running second here this evening. Taylor Butcher Benjamin wants to lead and win this race. Looks like he took some notes from the Daytona 500 earlier this afternoon. Bill Edwards trying his best. I'm sure he's wanting to lead a lap as well, but seems to me like he's going to be stuck with that first pusher. Along with Nathan Jurgensen. Jurgensen has led some laps as well, but seems to be that he's a better pusher than a leader here as the last 10 laps. I'm sure Hesgard, if he can get around Noel and he gets onto the back end of Edwards, you better watch out for S2R.
Yeah, we're approaching the halfway mark now. It's time to maybe consider, posturing a little bit and maybe deciding, what it's going to take to get you close to the front.
Well, if you haven't figured out what you can do to get yourself in the front by now, you still got about another 35 laps to go before you really need to figure it out. But right now, I'd already know what it would take to get me to the front. It's just a matter of keeping myself there and staying out of trouble.
And Dave, that's what impresses me with the Butcher Benjamin car. He's been to the front. He went to the back, not by choice, but went to the back and got back to the front. He's the only one, I think, so far that's demonstrated to us today that he can go all the way to the back and then back up to the front again.
It is Daytona, baby.
Yeah, it's a special skill set, that's for sure.
Everybody seems to make it think that it's real easy. There is nothing easy about taking a car from the front and taking it all the way to the back or even mid-pack and bringing that thing back to the front. And he did that, within 10 laps of being shoved down out of the track? So, again, making that outside work. Him and Bill Edwards, William Edwards, whichever one you want to call him. Making that outside work. Evan Rice getting credit for the lap.
A lot of people think that pushing is the hard part, but being pushed, there's a little bit of a skill to being pushed as well. You got to drag your brake just ever so slightly sometimes to pull that car up to you to get that push.
This is true. And you got to be able to handle that hit when it comes. It takes a special skill set to be able to handle that car. And pushing is one thing, but, sometimes it's not a push. Oh, there's a wreck.
Trouble.
Bill Edwards is involved. I think Hesgard made it through. I'm not sure. Nope, Hesgard. Did he make it through?
Hesgard made it through.
Don't know if he made it through clean, though. Let's see who. That was Bill Edwards in the 75 that gets caught up in it. So let's rewind and see what happens to him.
Looks like Hesgard's clean. Hesgard made it through clean.
I think the 7 of Noel is going to get onto the inside of the 75 here, try to make a hole where there isn't one and go 3 wide, and it's not going to work. And that is exactly what happens. They make it 3 wide right here.
Yep.
And he turns Edwards right into the leader. So Nathan Jurgensen and the
oh wow,
Evan Rice.
That's 4 of the top 5 cars right there.
That is just unbelievable. And it's up front. I mean, that wreck happens up front. And Hesgard does barely make it through. We'll ride along in with the cockpit with Hesgard just to see what he sees. Hesgard moves to the outside. He sees the wreck, backs it down. Wow. That's unbelievable. Well, they're coming down pit road, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll tell you what, Dave, that right there is why he's our defending GNS champion.
And Taylor Butcher Benjamin avoided that as well. So, again,
Mike Taylor benefited from being ahead of that.
he did a good job at avoiding it. Noel's made it through that as well. So, but unfortunately, the runners on the inside was not able to avoid it, as Bill Edwards was turned down into Nathan Jurgensen and Evan Rice. See if Taylor Butcher Benjamin makes it off pit road first. He does.
We're going to have Sasquatch taking that green flag again.
Well, this race will restart at 50 to go. Gonna have to make one more stop if we go green.
Oh, JP's tore up.
That's quite unfortunate for James Pandolf. Yeah, he's already 2 laps down.
Yeah, he's got that telltale black smoke coming out from underneath the hood.
We got 16 cars still on the lead lap out of the 25 that started this race. Well, yeah. The 6th car did get 2 laps in, it looks like, so. But ladies and gentlemen, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Chris James, who was a lap down, is now on the lead lap and currently in 2nd. Matt Burgess, 67, currently running in 3rd. Chris Lucky, 77, in 4th. Jeffrey Meyer, haven't talked much about him at all this evening. Our truck champion. Well, he didn't win the truck series, did he? No. But he came close. He won a bunch of races last season. Is currently in 5th. Jordan Berry, 6th. James Lindahl, 7th. Nathan Jurgensen, even with that wreck, is back in 8th position. Car doesn't look that bad either, to be honest with you. Little bit of fender damage. Hey, guess what? I think Jurgensen might still be in this thing. His car looks really good.
It looks pretty straight to me.
How about the 8 car? Oh, the 8 car doesn't even have a rear fender, a rear bumper. And he doesn't have a front bumper. The 8 car really got tore up.
But I tell you what, Dave, our 2 picks to win this race are still clean and in this.
Yes, they are. And, I think Ryan Hesgard has dropped all the way to the back. Again, he's in 15th position, one of the last cars on the lead lap. And he's in the back. Once again, he does not like what's going on up front. He says he's going to ride for another 30 laps. I don't blame him. We've got 50 laps to go when they cross the start-finish line this time by. So, yeah, I think that's what I would do. Ride around for another 30. You're going to have to make another pit stop anyway. No sense in getting caught up in a mess. Just sit back and relax. Ride.
Yeah, one more caution, though, and then, they've got one more pit stop to make this. What's a fuel load on these? About 36 miles?
I think it's 38.
36 laps, rather.
36 to 38 laps, I believe it is. And it looks like Evan Rice and who was it? Mike Lemon. It's JW. Whoa, what is going on? JW Miller and I believe Mike Lemon are getting a lap back. So they're only going to be 1 lap down when this thing restarts. Or at least that's what ATVO says. Cars are still coming out of pit road, and we have got the lights out on the pace car.
Still a lot of time. They'll catch the back of the pack just in time for the green flag.
As I said, ladies and gentlemen, 16 cars still on the lead lap and in this race. Chris James, who once was a lap down, is currently on the outside, looking to try to get him a lap lead here this evening. And how about the 50 of Jeffrey Meyer? Car is completely clean. Budweiser and that crazy chicken on the back end of it. The fastest chicken in the South.
Chevy and Ford front row.
Pace car's in.
Green, green, green.
And the green flag is out. Taylor gets a really good jump. Chris James wasted no time to duck down. 67 did not get a good start there, which allowed that big gap to allow Chris James to jump down on the bottom there. Chris Lucky on the outside. Hesgard on the outside.
Pushed Lucky to the front.
Hesgard was all the way in the back, and somehow or another he's made it back to the front. Just by
I think all those pit stops that were pulling out as they were coming out of two
allowed him to get in front, yeah.
Yep.
Well, if you got anybody that wants to push you, right there's the man to do it. He needs somebody to go with him. There you go. Jeffrey Meyer gets to the top. If he can get to the back end of Hesgard, them three get to working right there, he may actually be able to pull this off. Of course, Meyer needs to be running a lot closer to the back end of Hesgard if they want to pull this off.
Yeah, Meyer needs to commit at this point. He's kind of straddling the two lines.
I see Harmon back there in behind the three of Nathan Jurgensen, trying to get up there to his buddy. They're just a little too far back, if you ask me.
No, if everything stays the way it is for a few laps, I see those three catching up on the outside.
Well, I'm looking at Nathan Jurgensen.
They dove down to the inside now.
Yeah, we got to get these three cars working with each other. Nathan Jurgensen, Thomas Harmon, and Ben Izinga.
Where'd Ben Izinga come from?
He's been messing around up in there, but mostly he's been riding in the back, avoiding trouble, keeping that car clean.
Haven't called Ben's name at all tonight.
Nope. But I like that IK9.
That's a good-looking car.
I think he's got a little bit of rear end damage. Let me take a quick look at Izinga's car. Yeah, he does have a little bit of rear end damage, but I believe he'll be all right.
Rear end's not terrible. Rear end you can live with here. It'll still cut through the air nice.
Yeah, I guess who's finally caught to the back end of Hesgard on the bottom.
Yeah, see, I told you, a few laps if they even work together a little. These cars, you know, with the new tire model and a couple tweaks, they suck up pretty well.
Everybody trying to get single file. Taylor Butcher Benjamin leading them, trying to make this a win for him. I know he's hoping we don't get no more yellows. This is the race to win if we can run it to the end with green flags.
No, it wouldn't make for a terribly exciting race, but if these guys would all get in single file line, run this down to about 5 to 7 to go. 5 to 7 to go, we'd have a heck of a show.
You still got to get that pit stop in.
Yeah, that does. That throws another wrinkle into it. Everybody's got to make a green flag stop if we don't get another caution.
Oh, smoke. The 67, that has to be an internet connection issue.
That's a network connection, smoke. I'll tell you what, at this track, that's very disconcerting.
It scares me because I think they're wrecking.
I take my foot off the throttle every time I see that.
I don't know about taking my foot off the throttle, but my heart jumps to my throat every time. Especially when I see smoke in front of me. Hesgard to the outside, no help.
3 wide.
I tell you something I saw happen was, I believe it was in the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze series. Them boys was running 3 wide around this track for about 60% of the race.
I'll tell you what, Dave. I got to correct you just a bit, just for the sake of the amount of dollars that are coming into our sport here. It's the Coca-Cola series now.
Is it?
It is the Coca-Cola series. Peak is out and Coca-Cola's in.
Well, either way, they was still running 3 wide.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Those guys can get around here, and proof positive of that is young Mr. Byron is up in the big boy leagues now, and he comes from our ranks.
And you know what surprised me is the outside was really, really working good. Riding right next to that wall all the way around was working a lot better than what we got going on right now. Of course, now don't get me wrong, our league could run 3 wide as well. It's just not something that I would encourage. I think we got enough trouble right now with keeping these boys 2 wide without causing too much trouble. Guess who's back trying to take the lead over from Chris James? That'd be that
Jurgensen.
Nathan Jurgensen.
I would not be surprised at the end of this day if he's led the most laps.
Between him and Taylor Butcher Benjamin, it'd be a really close draw.
Yep. Got a lapper up here.
He stays high and everybody gets through cleanly. How about that 01 of Conowit? I haven't talked much about him at all, but he's made his way up into this top 10 as well. I think he's just hanging on the backside of it, just trying to stay right there.
Gary's a smart driver. I think Gary's just going to hang out back here and kind of wait for everything to unfold, and no real desire to go any further than he is, and wait till we got about 10 to go, and then he's going to make something happen.
I tell you one thing, Matt Burgess needs to watch that tire. He keeps ducking that thing down on that apron. He's going to end up coming across the track and across the nose of these drivers. We saw that happen in the real race.
Yes, we did.
And Taylor Butcher Benjamin looking to get there. Oh, he's there. It looks like Nathan Jurgensen backed out just enough to let him there. And looks like he's going to try to take it away from Chris James.
You know what? With 20 to go, that's the kind of give and take you would hope to see. But I'll tell you what, we get 5 to go, that's not there.
No, you're turned. And Butcher Benjamin does take the lead back over.
Now let's see if Cronowet's going to give Hesgard a little help here or just duck inside him.
I think he's just going to duck right in behind him and follow him on through. Those two teams work really well together. Oh, hung him out to dry. Dropped back down in behind Lucky. Hey, he can't make up his mind. Does he want to follow him or not?
Well, at this point where Gary is, you don't want to risk losing the draft. You want to stay within striking distance. You're not really...
Don't want to overheat the car either.
Exactly.
I mean, he's hanging right back. He's got plenty of air. He's giving himself enough room just in case something happens in front of him. So I like this call. How about old Izinga up there? Currently working himself in the top 4.
Izinga. Second row outside. He might lead himself a lap before this is done.
Yeah, if he can get Harmon out of his way. Harmon down. Across the nose of Nathan Jurgensen. Whoa!
Uh-oh. Trouble.
Wow.
Trouble.
That's unbelievable.
Hesgard and Cronowet.
That is unbelievable. Jeffrey Meyer loses it all on his own, it looked like. That car just,
and Gary's day's done.
That car just broke loose right there, and I don't know exactly how that happened, but wow. That's all I can say is wow. Now watch this, ladies and gentlemen. It just breaks loose right there. Hesgard, nowhere to go. 72.
Yeah, it looks like
Durham's
his
in it.
Meyer started getting a little squirrely, and then it was just off to the races.
He got that hospital wobble. We'll take
You know
another.
what, Dave? I've been there too. There's really not much you can do at this track when that happens. You know, some of the other tracks where the speeds aren't as high, you might be able to lift and save it, but
Let's see. Here you go. You can see it. This is just crazy. The car is just breaks loose right here. He pulls down. He comes back across up, get in behind Izinga. They're going to head off into this turn. He pulls back down again. He straightens it back up. I think he might have got a little arrow push right there. There it snaps. He's already fighting the wheel. He's fighting it. Bam! Right across the nose of Hesgard. Kronowitz involved. Look at that. Chris James, Chris Lucky, the 91. Oh, wow. That's just unbelievable.
and Hesgard had nowhere to go.
Nope. He had nothing to do.
Oh, 72 went for a ride.
31 barely gets his car
Josh
stopped.
Durham went for a ride.
Yeah, that's the 72. Take a look at him. I mean, he almost makes it through.
Let's look from his in car.
He almost makes it through. Live, ladies and gentlemen, through Joshua Durham's car.
He's far enough back, you'd hope he'd be able to avoid this too.
He's backs out. He's already backed out of it. See? He's backed out of it, backed out of it. Oh, he gets turned from the back.
Oh, yeah. And he noses it. He does a pirouette up on the nose of the car.
Well, and then there were 5. And Nathan Jurgensen, believe it or not, still leading this race. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, he was not involved in that, was he? No, he was not.
Neither was Mr. Izinga.
Nathan Jurgensen, Thomas Harmon, did he make it through? I think he did as well.
He did.
All righty. So, not too bad a job there by those gentlemen. Now, I know the 12 car was involved. I saw him drive right into it. And that's
Van der Kooi.
Van der Kooi, who doesn't matter. He's already 3 laps down. He is just staying out front looking to get his lap back. As he comes down pit road, as I just said that. So, not bad of a job by these gentlemen. It looks like it's up to Thomas Harmon if he's going to bring it home for S2R. Of course, you know that 88, he is not going to let that happen. He wants this win. And I believe we got the fuel mileage out of the way, ladies and gentlemen. I believe they can make it from here to the end. Yep, they can make it. When this thing restarts, they'll be able to make it to the end. So, no more fuel mileage game. Just bring what you got and hope it's enough. Oh, what is he doing? Oh, he comes down and knocked the cone out of the way again.
Yeah, you got to break the monotony somehow sometimes.
Well, he ain't hit much of anything out there so far, so I guess a blue pit cone should be worth hitting something. 2, 4.
Well,
Is that
you know
6
what Harry
cars?
Hodge would have said? Harry Hodge says, I want you to be perfect. Go out there and hit the pace car.
Yep. Hit the pace car. Yeah. You hit everything else on the track. I want you to be perfect.
I want you to be perfect.
Yeah. Hey, look, there's something we don't have to fix. Crank. Don't want to be spoiled. Yep.
I don't want you to be spoiled, but
I need some ice cream, too. Well, it looks like we got about 8 cars that don't have damage up front.
Oh, we got a couple with minimal damage. I don't think it's going to affect them at all.
Still, it looks like we got about 10 cars up into this pack that's going to be able to run. And we should put on a really good show here for the last 25 laps of this race. Yeah, you gotta love Days of Thunder. You gotta like Six Pack if you're a race fan. But the best movie of all time has got to be Stroker Race.
I knew you were gonna mention Clive Torkel's Chicken Pit.
The fastest chicken in the South. Yep. I mean, it's a classic, dude. You got Gomer Pyle or what was his
Neighbors,
real?
Jim
Yeah, Jim
Neighbors.
Neighbors, and then you got Burt Reynolds,
Oh,
and then you got Lonnie
the
Anderson.
bandit himself.
So yeah, it's one of them. How's this for spectacular moments?
I got a car I painted a long time ago with the plucked chicken. I might just have to break that out for Darlington this year.
Heat, heat. Well, the lights are out on the pace car, ladies and gentlemen, as we sit here and run our mouths about old racing movies here for Daytona the 225 at the DRL Grand National Series. We're looking forward to getting this race underway and finishing out these last 25 laps. Your leader is Nathan Jefferson, Thomas Harmon, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Ben Izinga, Matt Burgess, Bill Edwards, Jordan Berry. Ain't talked much about him. Top 7. Casey Drake, Mike Lemon, and James Lindahl is going to round out our top 10.
Green flag, green flag.
Pace car peels off.
And we are underway.
They're pretty even going into one.
Harmon doing an excellent job out there all by himself trying to hang on. Ben Izinga looks like he's going to try to go work with him. Butcher Benjamin all over the back end of Nathan Jurgensen.
Here we go. Izinga got up to the back of Harmon.
The front end's completely gone off of Hisgard's car, ladies and gentlemen. I am so sorry about that, Mr. Hisgard. But he is currently being shown in the 11th position, so one more wreck, Hisgard, and you might make a top 10 out of this. Oh, wow, that was close. Harmon almost come across the nose of Benjamin's car. It must be really getting loose up there, up top for some reason. Of course, now the track temperature is 133 degrees, or it was a few minutes ago. Let's take a look and see how slick it
I was
is.
just going to ask Dave, did the track temperature come up at
Yeah,
all?
it did. It's 136.
There
So
we
it's
go.
gained
That
3
might have
degrees.
something to do with it.
That's really hot and really slick for these cars. I mean, you're talking 136 degrees.
190 mile an hour.
Yeah, that's just and with a car that's already loose. From what I understand, they said they were talking about the Busch cars being really, really loose. So, and then you put the 136 track temperature in on top of it. Yeah. Nathan Jurgensen trying to hold it off.
It's like we're going to have an 8-car race here to the end.
I count 10 there. 2, 4, 6. Well, you might be better at math than I am. Yep. Mama said I would not be able to count if I didn't have 10 fingers and 10 toes, so. But it's still turning out to be a pretty good race here, even though we got 8 cars running. Whoa, Harmon, way to go. Moves to the inside of Butcher Benjamin, leaves him hanging out. Going to take over the spot. He looks like he might actually get the leader lap. Taylor Butcher Benjamin thinking better of it. He's don't want him to lead that lap.
Going to be at the stripe.
Looks like Harmon might get it. Nope. Taylor Butcher Benjamin at the line. He needs to do that on the last lap if he wants to win. But Harmon's getting a really good run there. He's got Nathan Jurgensen pushing him. Izinga getting really loose. We saw that happen with Jeffrey Meyer, and it ended up costing the field. Let's hope Izinga doesn't run into the same situation. Bill Edwards backed out of it. Did not like what he saw from Izinga. Drops down behind the 67 to try to get in front of him, I guess.
Well, that top line only has 2 cars now, so
72 out of the way up top. This 31 is experiencing some technical difficulty as well. That's Jordan Berry.
yeah, he's in and out.
Izinga now to the bottom. Going to try to make his way around Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Hesgard going a lap down.
Lap down.
Not the way he wanted his race to finish. But he is still currently being shown in 11th position, so that's nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, you know what? That's how you win championships.
Yep, you can't give up just because you're wrecked.
Yep, stay out, turn laps. It's not fun, but it's what you have to do.
And this race ain't over. If the real race or our shootout had anything to, say about it. Wow, Lucky all the way down on the bottom of the track. What is he doing?
It's a weird way to get out of the way, that's for sure.
That was really weird. He did. I think he just jumped down there to get out of the way.
Okay, 2 wide, 3 by 3. And Jorgensen might be going back to the front.
Yes, and he's got a lot of help by Izinga. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa!
Oh, whoa, whoa!
That is a
Harmon.
apron mistake. If I ever saw one, Harmon
Yep.
grabs the apron and just loses it right there.
And he's going to fall way, way, way off the pace for that.
You see him catch the apron, gets tagged by the 67. He doesn't hit anything. He saves it, but still. He needs a yellow now.
Yep, the
For
only
sure.
thing saves Harmon at this point is a yellow.
Where'd Taylor Butcher Benjamin end up with that mess? He drops back, but he was able to save it. Didn't hit anything. And when these cars get this run, they're going to come up on the back end of
Yep.
Ben Izinga and Bill Edwards and probably shoot right by them.
Well, Jurgensen jumped to the outside. That's going to slow him down.
And I'm not live, so let me end the session and jump live. Awesome job, Izinga, leading this race. Like you said, we didn't talk much about him, but all of a sudden, here he is at the end. And that apron is not your friend. I don't care what track you're at, that apron is not your friend. And especially here at Talladega and Daytona. These super speedways, you got to keep them cars above that yellow line. Butcher Benjamin now working with Nathan Jurgensen up top. He's going to need another car to come up there if they're going to make it work. And, Izinga and Edwards both drive for S2R, so I don't believe that they'll be helping those two out anytime soon.
Nope.
Now, it just all depends on whether or not Edwards wants to win this or if he wants to push his teammate to the win.
But the other thing that we've got to consider here, Dave, is, Jorgensen and Butcher Benjamin are Cup drivers from last season.
This is true.
And Izinga and Edwards are GNS drivers.
This is true. But I don't think that has too much to play when it comes to the end of this race. I think it's going to come to
bragging rights.
Yeah, but I think it's going to come down to either teammates helping each other or dumping each other. One of the two.
No, I don't think they'll be dumping each other.
Depends on how bad you want that Daytona win. Uh, if I couldn't go no faster than that, I think I'd park my car. And I'm referring to Chris Lucky, who was riding around the track on the bottom at about
Well,
88 mile an hour.
I'd definitely be looking at my relative to see if there's any spots to be gained.
I can tell you,
And
Chris
it
Lucky is
doesn't look
11
like
laps
there's gonna
down,
be.
so
No,
unless
and there's no spots for him to gain if everybody that's out there stays out there.
we got a little bit more than 11 laps to go, so yeah, unless they wreck and 5 or 6
But
cars
everybody
stop.
ahead of him is still running,
Yeah.
so the only thing he's got to gain is again if there's a huge wreck and somebody ahead of him gets taken out.
Yeah, he's gonna need Hesgard, Durham, J.W. Miller, Larillo. James Larillo's in this race, or was? I
He
didn't even
was.
know that. And Vanderkoy. Those are the only cars that are laps down in front of him. So unless they wreck and blow up or something, he's not gaining a position by staying out. And he just went another lap down.
I think he pulled into the pits.
He did.
Yeah, he's done.
He must have heard the broadcast. Well, 12 laps to go this time when they cross the start-finish line, ladies and gentlemen, to the end of this race. It's been fun. It's been real exciting. And again, our hearts and prayers are out for Ryan Newman. Hope everything's going well for him.
And I've been checking periodically, and there is no news on Mr. Newman. It's the same that I think we all already know.
I hope not.
Well, no, everything that we know is what it hasn't changed.
Yeah.
Just that he had to go to the hospital. We don't know any more than that.
I'm just afraid that
Just speculation.
I'm afraid he didn't make it. That was a horrendous hit.
Frankly, I think at this point we might know that already.
I don't know. It was over an hour or 2 hours before Hilton made the announcement for Earnhardt. So, and I knew Earnhardt was gone the very instant he hit the wall. Because when he come down that track, the wheels wasn't turning, So, but with Newman, there's just no way of knowing. I mean, he was in the air, and even if he had just landed on his hood, that would have been a bad enough wreck. But to have that car come in and drill you right in the driver's window, yeah, that's really scary. I hope he's all right. Well, Izinga and Nathan Jurgensen battling it out for the lead here.
Coming to 10 to go.
And, I can't believe how well those two cars on the outside have been working just alone. And they both got a little bit of damage, both Nathan Jurgensen and Taylor Butcher Benjamin.
Well, the big key is if Nathan pulls down and grabs a little bit of side draft, that will help hold him up there.
And I noticed that Taylor Butcher Benjamin's having to duck out every once in a while to keep his car cool.
I don't know if that's him ducking out or if that's Nathan ducking closer to the inside line.
Wow, that's a good thing that Bill Edwards wanted to go with his teammate, because he was way off that yellow line, and if it had been me, he'd have been shoved in the middle. I think it actually has rear end damage.
Yeah, but like I said earlier, rear end damage here won't really affect you that much. It's the front end damage you have to really be wary of.
And I think he's good on that. I see what Izinga's doing. He's side drafting the top of Nathan Jurgensen, slowing him down, trying to keep that momentum on the bottom, forcing him up the track a little bit, if you might say. This is getting close, ladies and gentlemen. It's getting really, really nice. I want to see this end under green. I still think my man Edwards is probably going to make a move here on Izinga at the end of this race.
What do you think, Bill? 2 to go, maybe? Bill, sorry.
Yeah,
What do
Bill
you think,
Edwards.
Dave? Yeah. What do you think, Dave? Is Bill going to pull out with about 2 to go?
If he's smart, he won't do it till the fourth turn. He needs to make himself a hole. Oh, wow, Nathan Jurgensen made a hole that was not there. Got Izinga on the bottom, but he cleared him. Hung Taylor Butcher Benjamin out to dry. That's probably the move of the race right there. Now, if Bill Edwards can get in front of Taylor Butcher Benjamin, or if...
you know what I'm
there they
saying?
go. There they go.
Too soon, too soon, too soon.
Yep. If Izinga and Bill Edwards shoot to the top now, they can force him to the back, and that high line will work. Of course, now Nathan Jurgensen is mirror driving. You can count on that. Taylor Butcher Benjamin to the outside, making it 3 wide.
Alongside him.
They are 3 wide for the lead. Butcher Benjamin all by himself. He needs to get in this hole.
Casey Drake's going to fill that hole unless he gets up there.
Izinga to the outside. Edwards with him. The 67 flirting with that yellow line down there. Got a little loose. All right, lap car, get out of the way. 5 to go.
Now Izinga's cleared.
Yeah, but I think he's going to wait for his buddy.
He wants to wait until he can get Bill clear as well.
Oh, I'm just sitting on pins and needles.
I don't know. Coming to 2 to go, I don't know. I might have taken that and just dove down in front of him.
We're just at 5 to go. So
I'm sorry. I was looking at the car number.
oh, stay out of the wall, 12. Don't need no wreck. Let these boys finish this thing out clean. Oh, look at all these lap cars in front of them. Wow. Seriously. Taylor Butcher Benjamin not where he wants to be with 5 laps to go. As a matter of fact, it looks like he might have fell back quite a bit right there. If he's going to make it work.
Back to 6th. Maybe he's trying to get a run.
That's probably what he's doing. Look at all these lap cars in the way. How is Harmon 8th and getting ready to go a lap down? Oh, that's right. That's right. He caught the apron. Duh. Uh-oh. Now, if he ducks in right there and behind Bill Edwards, we might have us a race at the end.
Ooh, 31 below the double yellow.
Yeah, he's not gaining any positions though, but that's not it's not a slick move to make right there. Well, now it looks like we got Taylor Butcher Benjamin has made his way back to the outside. 2 laps to go when they cross the start-finish line. All they need to do is make it across the start-finish line one more time, and this race is over no matter what. If they wreck now, we will get a shot at the green-yellow checkered. green white checker, whatever you want to call it. Green yellow checker. That's funny. A green white checker, and if not, when they cross the start finish line clean, this race will be over. Who's it going to be?
Leader takes the white flag and the race is over.
Leader, is it Izinga or is it Nathan Jurgensen? Who do you think is going to win it? I think Edwards is going to make a hole and go to the middle.
No, I still like the three's chances at this point.
Victor Benjamin is stuck. He's stuck like Chuck in a box. There's nothing he can do without making a hole. 67, really loose. This race is over no matter what, ladies and gentlemen, as they cross the start-finish line. This time by. So, you got it.
Flag, one lap.
Jurgensen got a really good lead. Is that going to pay off? Izinga, can he get a run on the outside?
Izinga.
Who's going to make a move off of turn 4? Who's going to make the move going into 3? No contact,
close.
please. No contact.
Close.
Izinga side drafted there.
Izinga.
He's leading. Contact. Izinga contact. Oh, Izinga wins it.
Close to call.
Izinga
Izinga gets the win.
Yes, he does. And that is a heck of a win. By just
0.02 of a second.
really. I do this every time and can't slow this thing down to save my life. There's the contact. How do you slow this thing down? Here we go. I figured it out, how to slow motion this
Yeah,
thing.
you have to hold the button down.
That's a different program, but I got it going. And we're going to pause this just so that we can see.
And Jurgensen's actually surging forward, but it's too little too late.
That is a heck of a finish right there.
Too little too late by, as I said, 0.02 of a second.
That's not even what I'm looking at right now is not even a fender, dude. It's not even a bumper. There's still half of a bumper.
It's a splitter.
Yeah.
One by the length of a splitter.
Unbelievable. You know he's got to be happy. So, ladies and gentlemen, Izinga wins this race. Can't wait to interview him. I wish the gentlemen would stay in their cars till interviews are over. Looking for Bill Edwards. Let me get Bill Edwards up in the booth. I think he's in S2R. So, well, Mr. Edwards, you got a copy, my man?
Yes, sir.
Well, not too bad of a job there. Come home third. Thought you had a shot there at winning. Started this race 24th. Walk us through it, man.
Whew. These cars are wild here, that's for sure. It was getting a little sketchy towards the end there. A couple times just pushed and bent. I was just a little too close, took the air off the rear end, and back end I kind of wanted to slide around, but yeah, that was a white knuckle right there.
Yeah, I'm going to say the cars were really loose out there and really slick considering that you were driving around at 136 degrees track temperature.
Oh, I didn't even realize it was that hot. Yeah. Yeah, it was a wild one. I know I was in the middle of one earlier, which whoever I was in, I think it was Seth that kind of come up through the middle there. Do need to apologize to him. Didn't mean to. I actually thought he was so close to me at one point. I thought he was driving inside my car, and I was. Sometimes if the game glitches and you're stuck inside another car and then you pop back out of it, then you send you to the wall. So I was afraid to move.
Well, you had an awesome run there. I hate what happened to your teammate Hesgard, but do you think you could have done anything different? Do you think you could have maybe hung Ising out there going into 3 and maybe making a move?
No, I mean, I was planning on sticking with him. You know, trying to do everything I could to get him. I had damage in the front end from that wreck, so
Oh,
every time I got out in front, it was like driving a UPS truck.
Rod, you got anything for him, my man?
No, just congratulations to you, Bill. That was a heck of a finish, and well deserved finish. I mean, you fought most of the race, and we didn't call your name a whole lot, but here at the end, you were there when it counted.
Well,
Yep.
I need to tell you, you did an awesome job for all the paints that I've been seeing out there. Man, you got to give a big shout out for your paint crew that you got.
Oh yeah.
So get them
Yeah,
in, get them out. You know, got them.
Yeah, fatalconcepts.com if I check out my paints. There's quite a few of them that I do. So I got to give a shout out to Ben and Thomas and Ryan and my whole S2R teammate Lorello and Matt Vanacoy. Got to give a shout out to all those guys. You know, we kind of had a plan and we stuck with it. I know I ended up going up front. It was feeling a little better up there, but it's still ended up wrecking me. So. But luckily, the pit crew was able to clean me up enough, and I was able to at least push at that point.
Well, it's Daytona. Is there really a safe place at all on this track?
There's not. There
Okay.
really isn't. I mean, it's it was white knuckles all the way around 90 laps, so it was not a comfortable moment probably.
Well, Bill, congratulations on your first of many top threes this season. Congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you at Vegas, my man.
Right on. Yep. Thanks to you guys too up in the booth. I got to thank Dynasty Racing League and James Pandoff for putting this on every week, and my whole S2R team.
Yes, sir. 10-4. Congratulations, and like again, see you next week at Vegas.
Oh, and I gotta say hi to my mom, and my girlfriend Michelle.
Hi, mom. Hi, girlfriend.
Pam, she's watching. She's probably in there in the YouTube channel.
All righty.
Take
All
it
right.
easy.
Yep.
Tell you what, Dave, can I just cut in a second here?
Yeah.
I got a statement on NASCAR. Ryan Newman is being treated at Halifax Medical Center. He is in serious conditions, but doctors have indicated his injuries are not life-threatening.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah,
So that's good news from NASCAR. Just thought I'd pass it along to anybody that's listening at home and anybody that's still around listening to us. So very, very good news.
Yep.
it's really good news. That was a scary crash.
Yes, it was. Well, again, Mr. Edwards, thank you, and congratulations on your top three finish.
Okay.
Let's move him back down into S2R. I believe that's where I'm going to have to be grabbing everybody from here tonight, just about. If I can find S2R. There we go. And Nathan Jurgensen. Where was Mr. Jurgensen at? I saw him. Right there he is. He's in the waiting room. Mr. Jurgensen, my man, you got a copy?
How's it going?
Well, it's going pretty good. You started this race 25th, come home second. Tell us how you done it.
Yeah, I missed my my duel, so I had to start there in the back and just kind of work my way up to the front. And my approach to these races is usually just run up front as much as I can. This way, if the wrecks happen in your mirror, I don't think I've ever been in a wreck that happened in my mirror. So I kind of watched some wrecks happen behind me, and that just try to keep my track position all race and. Had just a blast running with those guys up front, and kind of bummed that I didn't get the win there. It was super close, but happy to be in the victor's photograph at least.
Oh, buddy, let me tell you.
Congrats to Ben, though. Congrats to Ben. Awesome race tip for him, man.
You're going to want to see the picture. I normally don't take screenshots, but I got it. You won, or actually you lost by a splitter.
0.002 of a second.
I
Basically the length of a splitter.
think it's the closest finish we've had in DRL's history. So, yeah.
Well, I'm just happy it was clean and all that. I know sometimes you NIS side by side for the lead, and when the guy realizes this can be close, he just doors the other guy or wrecks the other guy. And Ben and I, we ran that clean all the way through. And second place is a bummer, but I'm not running all the races this year in DRL. And so I'm just happy I didn't wreck anyone, cause any problems. I'm just trying to be a nice guy out there, and hopefully we get maybe we get another chance for a win later on this year.
Well, you did an awesome job out there. I like the paint scheme that you're running. Congratulations on your top 2 finish, my man. Shout outs. Get
Thanks.
them in, get them out. I know you got them.
Yep. Yeah, the paint scheme, that's A51. That's my team. So just shout out to all my A51 team members. And shout out to you all for doing this broadcast, everyone for putting on a good race, anyone watching. And guess we got a little bit of good news about Newman there. So I'm just thinking that I think we were all pretty distracted this whole race, but sounds like maybe he's doing okay.
Yeah, we're praying for him, that's for sure.
Yeah, 10-4 on that, man.
All righty, Mr. Jurgensen. Congratulations on your second place finish, and we'll see you maybe at Vegas.
Thanks. Take care.
Yep. All righty. Ben Izinga is the man of the hour. He is sitting there with a torn up race car. I think I know where he might be. Down here inside of S2R. So we're going to pull his leg a little bit, just a little bit.
There's the 4 of us that ran last year.
Mr. Izinga, do you have a copy, my man?
Yeah, I got you, David.
What was you doing winning that thing for Susan G. Coleman team?
I don't know what's going on out here, David. It's confusing.
I'm
These days.
messing with you, man. Congratulations on your S2R victory here at Daytona 225. Do you know how close you came in winning that race?
I think Ryan says 0.02.
Yeah, we got it freeze framed. You won by a splitter, man.
A
Not
very crumpled one.
maybe a half a splitter at that. It was an awesome finish, awesome run. Walk us through your race.
Well, yeah, we started. I was
21st.
scheduled to start 26th, and I ended up starting 21st because I guess a few guys didn't show. And yeah, I tried to run in the back. Ended up getting run into, trying to avoid that first wreck in turn 1 and 2 there. And then we got all that damage fixed. It was holding me back a little bit, but it seemed like when I was out front, I was okay because the front of my car was all perfect still. And then, yeah, it just kind of turned out the way we needed to. We lost Tom, and probably 15 to go. He spun off of 4, and then me and Bill just kind of hooked up and made it work from there.
Well, you know, we didn't even know you was in this race till about halfway to go.
That's the plan.
Yeah, well, it worked out for you, my man. Rod, you got anything for the winner here?
No, just a congrats to you, Ben, and like Dave said, we didn't even call your name till about 40 to go. So it's like, hey, where'd Izinga come from? So heck of a job coming from the back, charging up to the front, and keeping that nose somewhat clean. Because I tell you what, had your nose been crinkled at all, you wouldn't have won this because you just got it by the splitter.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I know you got them. You got to get them in. You got to get them out. Sing them shout-outs, bud.
Yeah, of course, I got to thank S2R, Ryan Hesgard, all those guys over there. Of course, Bill for pushing me today. Tom was a great help on the track today, too. You guys for broadcasting, JP, and all the guys who run this league and race control every week. USCRL, my parents, my brothers. Yeah.
Well, you're starting out the season right. You can't go nowhere but down from here, so hope you don't.
You're locked into the championship now.
That's for sure. So, congratulations on another championship run, my man.
Thanks, guys.
Nice job, Ben.
All righty, we'll put him back down in S2R, or actually probably Dysfunctional Patriots. I don't know. We'll just put him somewhere. He won't care. No, we'll put him in S2R. Well, let's see if I can get these things to work here this evening before it messes up on me. Minimize this. Unofficial results. Hey, look, it worked for me. Unofficially, Ben Izinga wins this race. He only led 11 laps. He only needed to lead the last one, and he did that. Nathan Jurgensen leads 34 laps, comes home second. Bill Edwards comes home third. Matt Burgess fourth. Taylor Butcher Benjamin leads 21 laps, comes home fifth. Not where he wanted to finish, but he did a great job.
But that's not too bad. Finishing top 5 here after what we've seen in this race, that's not bad at all.
Not bad at all. Great start for the season. Jordan Berry leads 1 lap, believe it or not. Comes home 6th. Casey Drake 7th. Thomas Harmon leads 3 laps. Comes home 8th. Mike Lemon. And then James Lindahl And is it going to give it to me? Yeah, next 10. Thank you. Josh Durham comes home 11th. Ryan Hesgard actually led one lap, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen. He did that under yellow. Stayed out. Got him a bonus point. He needs it. Excuse me, as he comes home as 12th. Matt Vanderkoy comes home 13th. James Larillo, who I didn't even know was in this race, actually comes home 15th, 6 laps down. J.W. Miller, 15th. Jeffrey Meyer, 16th. Chris James, 17th, who did lead 2 laps. Chris Lucky, 18th. Gary Cronowit, 19th. And Seth Noel, I thought he led more than 2 laps. Apparently not, but he was up front almost all night up until that major incident that happened. Evan in the 8 car, have no idea how to pronounce his last name, and it's not there anyway. No, that's Evan Rice, yeah. He comes home 21st, led 14 laps. Connor Lane leads 1 lap, 22nd. James Pandolf, 23rd, got caught up in a mess and ends up coming home 23rd. Austin Derbyshire is 24th. Dustin Musial, 25th. The 26th car, the 6th car in 26th place, Kevin.
I believe it's Gia Drosic.
Well, you did a better job than I can at butchering it. I'm not even going to attempt to. He comes home 26th, and Mike Springer had some internet connection issues and was not even able to take the field, but he will be scheduled as last place points. So way to go, Mike Springer, for at least showing up and trying anyway. Cut that off, and we'll put this up. Hey, look, it worked. We want to thank James Pandolf, Martin Wenzel, Jordan Gonzalez for the work that they do here. Owner, of course, James Pandolf doing the financial work and everything. Marketing for this league. Martin Wenzel and Jordan Gonzalez for the graphics and everything you see here at Dynasty Racing League's DRL TV. They do a hard job, especially Martin, keeping up with our graphics week in and week out. The broadcasters so far this year are going to be myself, as long as I have internet anyway, and James Pandolf. And we're going to have a couple of co-broadcasters sneak in the booth every once in a while, thanks to Mr. Fossenall here tonight as well.
Hey, I'll be back as long as you'll have me.
Well, I look forward to having you every week if you'll show up every week.
That's the plan right now.
All righty, well, look, I ain't going to hold you to it, but it'd be nice to have a co-broadcaster, and you did an awesome job here tonight. I'm sure the fans would love to hear you come back.
Appreciate that.
Race control, as of right now, officially is going to be James Pandolf for our truck series, I'm sure, and Dakota Wilkins for this series, our Grand National, as far as I know. The administrators in this league are James Pandolf, Getty Butner, Martin Wenzel, and myself. We want to thank all the drivers who show up here week in and week out. But most importantly, we want to thank you, the fans, who show up week in and week out for every one of our broadcasts. Thank you for showing up. It is greatly appreciated. Without you, we're just sitting here talking to ourselves on YouTube, and you know how that works out, right, Rod?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that's going to conclude our broadcast for this evening. Again, do not forget that next week we will be here Monday night at 9 o'clock for 117 laps at Las Vegas. And tomorrow we are going to be back here at Daytona for our truck series for 80 laps. And me and Fossenall are going to do everything we can to...
Not to wreck each other?
Well, I don't know. I can hold my thing to that. Everybody says I'm a wrecker. But I'm going to try not to wreck my truck and bring it home in victory lane, as I should have several times last year. But I really want to win this Daytona. What is it? It says 200.
Looks like 80.
So it's a Daytona 200 for me. I want to win it. So I'm going out there and do my best. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, good night. And we will see you here tomorrow night for our truck series.
Night, everybody.